Calgary Stampede went into Ward Paddock and up towards it.
Hello everybody, it's Suffolk Andy here, and a lovely day in Suffolk. Really quite warm for this time of year, so I'm not going to complain. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to talk about a couple of little things that, because I know some of my subscribers like the old ghost stuff, and I thought I'd talk about a little bit of a subject that a lot of people are sort of aware of, that can happen to you if you're unlucky, and that is attachment. And you're saying, what the hell is attachment? He's crazy. But that is a spirit attaching itself to you, and it can happen. And I'm going to give you one story, and I'm going to give you a second story of the different ways it can happen. The first story is not really attachment, it's just how a spirit can pass right through you. I used to live in an old cottage that was built in 1783 or something like that. And, you know, it was an old place, and, you know, it had some history. Anyway, cut the long story short, one night, oh, hang on a minute. In my hall, I had a clock with a pendulum, and it used to tick. It just swung between the two sides of the clock. Anyway, one night I got to bed, and I could hear this tap, 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 and I thought, what the hell is this tap, tap, tap? And I realised it was coming from the hallway and the clock. So I got up, went out there, and the pendulum was swinging across, hitting either side of the wood, tapping where it should have missed it. So I stopped it, reset it, started it off again, made sure it was fine, and back to bed. 5-10 minutes later, tap, 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 tap. So I went out and done it again. So I got back into bed, and this time it was tap, 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 tap. I thought, I've had enough of this, I'm going to stop that pendulum. So I went out to stop the pendulum, and as I was standing there in the hallway, I heard this sort of rush to my right, and the next thing, it was like I'd been thrown into a cold bath of water, or into a swimming pool with ice cubes in. I was instantly crushed, and I felt this thing go right through your body, like an absolute knife through butter, but in a cold way, and out the other side of my body. And I felt I was just going to collapse on the floor. I was so shattered and cold. And I struggled off back to bed, got into bed, and I couldn't stop shaking. I was freezing cold. I told my wife at the time what happened, and she was quite frightened. But that is how it can happen to you, that a spirit can just go right through your body. And it does happen. I don't know if any of you boys and girls have had that experience where like a cold entity has gone right through you, because it can happen. That's why sometimes you can feel spirits around you. The temperature of the room drops, gets colder, and you're aware that something's not right. Well, the second story is about attachment. Many years ago, I went to a church at Stanton in Suffolk. It's an old abandoned church, and one day hopefully I'll be able to get out there and do a vlog and show you the place. And I went out there, and it's got an very old cemetery, all overgrown with trees and stuff. And we went over there looking around, because at the time Mrs. P lived out there. That's when I first got with her. She lived out there. She had a house out at Stanton. And anyway, we looked around this place, you know, enjoyed it. Bit creepy, you know. And anyway, went back home, which was about a mile up the road. We walked back up, had a tea, sat and watched some telly, just sat there. Anyway, Mrs. P fell asleep, and I laid on the settee, and I'd been up quite a long while, so I was tired, so I'll give it that. But I laid there on the settee trying to watch the telly, and in the end I got fed up with the telly and turned over, so my back was to the telly and I was just facing the inside of the settee. Well, all of a sudden I felt this really cold feeling coming down my back, like a draft. And thought, what the hell is that? And the next thing I could feel something trying to move into my body, like pushing its way in. That really did wake me up then. So I thought, what the hell's going on? And then I realised it wasn't a cold breeze or anything else. It was a spirit that I'd brought back from this bloody graveyard. It was trying to push itself into me for some reason. You know, they don't tell you that, they just try it. And it took all my will and all my experience with that field to throw the bloody thing out again. And that was quite frightening. That really frightened me for quite a while. So that's why every time I go anywhere, like haunted houses or cemeteries and stuff like that, I always put protection on myself. And if there's anybody with me, I extend that protection to them as well, so you don't have to take something back with you, because they will, not every time. And a lot of people don't realise that they've done it, and they can cause you a lot of problems in life. Some people carry mischievous spirits around with them for a very long time, and we've all heard of demon possession and stuff like that, and trust me, I believe in that entirely. And if I came up against a demon, which has happened once or twice, I make my excuses and I bloody leave, because they're too powerful. So I hope I haven't frightened you too much. I hope you haven't thought, fuck, he's a crackpot. But I know one or two of you boys and girls like the old ghosty stuff. So if you've had any experience of attachment or the room going cold and something going right through you, let me know. It's all interesting stuff. I've got to do another rev bomb tonight. Got to do it. But yeah, so that's enough of me, 'cause I'm nearly home now. Ride safe, watch out for them ghosts and ghoulies, it's Halloween night, that's why I'm doing this. Suffolk Andy.